Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories, add your tales. Let's get into this thing. Hey, what's up, everyone? Another episode. Let's see, this week, or week and a half, whatever it may have been exploring the Markarth to Falkreath kind of area. Just going around. Yeah, it's kind of funny how it worked out. But so Josh emailed, and he's been playing his mage character still, and he did a Labyrinthia, obviously with the skeletal dragon, which is awesome. That's got to be tough as a mage. And let's see. Oh, and he also started the Lost to the Ages quest. Now it's funny because I read this email, and then I was playing right afterwards, and I'm walking down the road, and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like the ground started shaking. I'm like, I thought I was getting attacked, And I'm like, "What the?" And it happened again. I'm like, "Is that a fucking earthquake?" I'm like, I don't remember the earthquake. And then I looked up and it was Dwemer Ruin, so I wandered in there. And it was the beginning of the Lost to the Ages quest. So, coincidentally enough, I ended up starting that quest. But let me read his email real quick, and I'll get into the part of Lost to the Ages I had started accidentally. I think I'd already read the book, but... Well, sorry about that. But I had stumbled upon the ruin accidentally. So Josh says, I was a slacker and didn't email in time for last week's show. Queuing up the episode now, and I'm playing my mage character and had a hell of a time with Labyrinthian. What a fun dungeon. It's tough, though, especially for a pure mage. So I'm the Archmage now, and this highlights one of the things that I don't like about Skyrim very much. You can be the Archmage of the college, the most famous and feared assassin in the land, or fulfill the prophecy and stop Alduin from wrecking the world. And people still talk to you like a punk, and that is the weird thing. I need 10 lesser soul gems to replenish my stock. Go get them. And if I hear a wizard at Dragon's Reach tell me to get the Bleak Falls Barrow, I'm going to lose my mind. Yeah. That never stops. Yeah, that is the weird part of the game. I don't know. Maybe in next generation consoles, there'll be enough memory to do more things like that, be more adaptable. I'm not sure what the issue is with that. But when you become the Archmage, people shouldn't treat you like you're some noob in the college, Or when you are Thane of a town, you shouldn't get arrested for all kinds of stupid things. Or when you're the freaking Dragonborn, those are the little things that are missing. I'm hoping next generation stuff, that stuff all gets cleared up, but yeah, I'm definitely with you there. And at the end, he talks about how he started the Lost to the Ages quest, which is an awesome puzzle quest, and some good dungeon, Dwemer ruins and stuff like that. So, yeah, I did stumble upon that when I was just walking down the road. I've done this quest before, but it wasn't anything I was looking to do. I just kind of stumbled upon it, which of course is why I didn't finish the other things that I wanted to do. But so I was walking down the road, stumbled upon Arknagadhism, I guess. I don't know. Lots of consonants in there. And in that ruin, you're going... First, you're going in, and there's like earthquakes, the ground shaking, there's tremors, and you hear a voice telling you to leave. Not like an ominous voice, more like a helpful, "Hey, you should go because, this is dangerous," kind of thing. And you kind of go through the ruin a little bit, and there's like a canyon in the middle of it, kind of. You can go down some Dwemer pipes, and this is where you come across. I don't remember her name, but she's a ghost. And that's whose voice you were hearing. And like I said, it's not really an ominous voice, but it is a really cool start to to a cool quest. And I believe that is part of that was part of the Dawnguard one, wasn't it? The Dawnguard expansion, I believe. It was Katria, and she tries to stop you from exploring further, but you do. And then this is, you have to find the pieces of Ethereum, and you can use the forge and stuff like that. I only did this part of it. I only went through this ruin, Archanagasm, or whatever the hell it's called. That's the only ruin I did, because I was just kind of wandering about and doing other stuff. I also... I started, while I was in Markarth, I started the House of Horrors, another disembodied voice quest, which I love. That's nice and creepy. I remember the first time I played it, that was super creepy. I loved it. The House of Horrors, you're walking through Markarth, and a guy's like, "Hey, do you know anything about this house here?" Blah, 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 blah. And you kind of go in with them, and it's really creepy. Like, there's this voice, and it gets dark in there, and it's basically, for those of you who have played it, for those of you who haven't, I'm sorry, I'm going to spoil it because it's been so long. This is like the Molag Bal quest where you get his mace. And I did once again, I did the first part because I kind of came across the guy and I was like, I'll go in. I like this. I always like this little part of the quest because I like how they did it. I thought it was nice and creepy. So I ended up killing the guy I went in with. I forget his name. But then you got a Lore priest there. And, Vigilant Tyrannus, that's the guy. So, I end up killing him, and then I got to go find a priest of Boethia and lure him there and kill him. So, that's all. It's a pretty cool quest, though. Definitely do it. Definitely a creepy quest. I like it. I used to use the Molag Bal mace for a while, too, on my other character. I also while I was in, I made it down to Falkreath because I was going to start the Assassins, the Dark Brotherhood, Assassins Guild, the Dark Brotherhood. So I had to go down to Falkreath and go south of there, obviously. And I ran into Sinding. I haven't done this one in a while. I'd forgotten about it when it started. But you kind of wander in Falkreath. Somebody says something about somebody in jail. You go down there and talk to him. And there's a guy in a cell, and he's in jail for murder. He apparently, shredded somebody. And, you talk to him for a bit, blah, blah, blah. And then you find out he's a werewolf, and he kind of just disappears. And they blame you for it. But nobody comes after you or anything. So you get this quest, and you have to hunt a beast for Hircine. And it ends up being this white elk, which is really cool looking. And you're like, wow, that's a really beautiful elk. Why am I killing it again? So I actually felt pretty bad killing it. But I did kill it. And Hircine appeared as a ghost white elk and has you go after Sinding. Now, you can do it two different ways. I believe you can save him or go after him. I ended up just going after him. And you have to go to Bloated Man's Grotto. It's like a larger cave with some cliffs and stuff in it, some waterfalls, one of those bigger interior caves. You run into some hunters there. There's the obligatory dying person at the entrance to the cave who dies right after they tell you what you need to know. And you end up getting you have to skin him and get his hide, and it's a savior hide. It has some poison resistance and stuff to it. So that's a cool little quest. Lost Valley Redoubt, hit up that place. Big old Forsworn place. Yes, I hate the Forsworn. And it's got a Bard's Leap, which is pretty cool. You can kind of do an Assassin's Creed up there off of Bard's Leap. And there's a couple Hagraven and a Briarheart up there, so they're pretty cool to battle. I'm trying to think what else I did. Oh, I started... I cleared out Reachcliff and started A Taste of Death. I was meaning to go other places, and I kept running into these other things and just Getting sidetracked as always. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so I started that one, Taste of Death. I cleared out there. Started the House of Horrors. I started the Dark Brotherhood. I have to go kill a few people. Ghost of Old Roldan. Started that. So my quest log is like 1 million. I'm not going to do a lot of those. I've decided I'm going to start the new character probably in 2 weeks because that'll give me time because I definitely want to go do Dawn Guard to see if the dragons are there without starting a dragon story. And I want to do some Dark Brotherhood stuff. So and I think 2 weeks is my time frame for when I'm going to start the character. And another person who emailed this week was Phil. And he actually kind of helped me out with that because he gave me, Phil. And he gave me basically like a chart, like a blank sheet to go by where, how to set up a backstory for a character, which is something I've never done. So I'm definitely gonna do that. I've already kind of started on it, as a matter of fact. And he answered my smithing question as well. You'd asked earlier about how high we have gotten our gear due to smithing and enchanting improvements. I had a Nord archer who I got up to 54. I was fully maxed on smithing and enchanting and had just under 700 damage with my Dragonbone bow. When using Dragonbone arrows, I think it was about 694 base. And that's with the 40% per piece enchantments on the armor's rings. For the bows, I believe it's like a helmet, gauntlets, and ring and necklace you can enchant. I think that's it, off the top of my head anyway. So that, yeah, I think I've gotten them up pretty high too. I think I just completely forgot how high I'd gotten them because I already have a bow that's like 3-something, a glass bow. So I've had Dragonbone stuff, so I must have been up and I had maxed out characters, so I must have done the same thing. My mind is getting bad at old age. Either that or I've just been playing too much. And also, he talked about going legendary as well as upping the difficulty in play, which is it's just a great idea. And how I talked about leaving it, how I like to play and keep it a challenge by doing different things and doing things different ways or whatever, whether it's not using the perks or not using enchantments or things like that. Also, upping the difficulty level, definitely a great way to do that. Master or Legendary, whichever. I was playing mostly on Legendary with my last character towards the end because he was so overpowered. So I pretty much had to. Otherwise, it was just... There wasn't anything I couldn't one-shot or two-shot. I mean, even Legendary Dragons were, maybe 3 shots if I was sneaking. So that's definitely a fun way to do it. And you can keep going with the character and not get bored with it, where everything becomes too easy. So he definitely had some great advice with that. Also, he answered about what happens when you go legendary with a skill, which you just kind of lose all the perk points, but you get the perk points back, and your skill drops down to 15. So then you can start rebuilding that skill again, and apparently you can just do it an infinite number of times. So that's a bunch of cool stuff there, and I definitely love the blank sheet he gave me. And started working that kind of already. Some of his backgrounds is pretty cool. Mine is, since my first one, was pretty weak so far, but I'll break that out in about 2 weeks. So that's my plan. 2 weeks for that character. It's going to be a dark elf, and I'm going straight up bad. So that's where that starts. And I was in the middle of reading my email, and somebody called, so now my email popped off my phone. Anyway. So that's where I'm sitting on that. Also, I started a Facebook group for a Skyrim Addict podcast only because of having a place to discuss Skyrim in general. It's a closed group only because of limiting spam. So if you want to join that, just search Skyrim Addict podcast on Facebook. Right now, there's nothing in it. It's just I just started it just to start it as a place to maybe discuss, how you're playing or anything like that. Just light Skyrim talk, nothing crazy. So if you want to use that, go ahead. I'll be in there probably, and if not, no biggie. Also, if you want to email, it's SkyrimAddictPodcast@gmail.com. Love the emails. Voicemails are awesome too if you want to send those, or voice memos, or MP3s, or whatever. I can play pretty much anything. And as far as my gameplay for this week, I got to force myself to get over to Dawnguard so I can check out and see if those dragons are there. And I need to kill some people in the Dark Brotherhood because I've been sitting on that for a while. So that's all I got for tonight. And I'm out of here. Take care.